in. Looking up to the thumbs, pushing the hips forwards, tightening those glutes. Exhale, push the hands down to the floor and the head down. Inhale, look up, step back, right leg. Drop that right knee down onto the mat. That's it. And then take that right arm up into the air, side bend to the left. Just stretching out, really the front of that left hip and all the way down the side of the waist from your armpit down to the waist. Now your front knee should be directly above that ankle and you're trying to get the back knee as far behind you as you can physically get. And then from here, I just want you to bend the back knee up. Now, if you want to keep your hands on the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, your right hand, same hand as the foot, reaches behind you and just pulling that heel towards the butt. Okay? And you can have one hand on the knee or one hand on the floor, or you can grab with both hands. That's it. And then you roll those shoulders back. Don't forget, don't lose the lunge if you reach back. So really lunge forward over that front bent knee. Take a few breaths. In for 3 through the nostrils. Out for 3 through the nostrils. Feeling the stretch at the front of that quad. And then gently release. Placing the hands down on the mat. Step back onto all fours. Coming, fingertips facing each other. Activating that nice spinal twist. So push that right hand through. Drop that right ear and right shoulder down onto the mat. At the same time, take that left hand behind you and with the fingertips of that left hand, just hold the crease of the hip, the top of that right hip. Then turn your head further round to the left, so you're almost on the back of the skull looking directly up at the ceiling. Pull that right elbow and right shoulder back. Trying to twist the spine as much as you can. Now close the mouth, close the eyes. Take 3 counts to breathe in through the nostrils, very calmly, very slowly, and 3 counts to breathe out through the nostrils, calmly, slowly. Long, slow in-breath, and slow, deep out-breath. And then gently release. Back onto all fours for a nice easy Chaturanga Crocodile. So remember, when you bend your elbows here, I want you to do this very slowly. Do it with me, slowly, take your time. Look how slow I'm moving. Get your nipple line in between the 2 thumbs and notice my elbows are off the floor, my butt is in the air. Now as you push your chin forward along the floor, don't lift the head, and don't push the knees back. Push your chin forward until your belly hits the floor and then come up. Roll those shoulders back. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees. That's it. Hold it. Now just collapse so your shoulders hunch up to your ears. Then push out through those shoulders. Again, allow the shoulders to come up to the ears. Belly comes out towards the floor and then push up. One more time, inhale, shoulders to ears, this is what we don't want, remember, and then exhale, this is what we do want, pulling those shoulders nice and far away from the ears. Stick your bottom up, and here I just want you to tread water a little bit, loosening off those calf muscles. Bend that right knee, push that left heel into the mat. Breathe in to prepare, exhale, bend the left knee. Push that right heel into the mat, stretching the right calf. In to prepare, exhale, change. In to prepare, exhale, change. In to prepare, exhale, change. And change. And change. And shh. 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 Pushing both heels down. Look up. Step forward. That's it. That right leg. Good. And then from here, I want you to come up. Hands are apart, shoulder width. Make sure you're not hunching those shoulders. Draw the shoulders down without bending the elbows. Fingers are long, elbows are straight. Okay. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Option to keep the back knee on the floor or take it off. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling for 3. If your back knee is off, push that back heel towards the mat. Front knee should be directly above that front ankle. Inhaling for 3, shoulders down, elbows straight. Exhaling for 3. Really stretch those arms nice and strong. Inhaling for 3 and exhaling for 3. Inhaling for 3, option to keep that back knee down if you prefer, remember, and exhaling for 3. Then place the hands down. Back leg steps forward into Padahastasana. So 2 forefingers and the thumb, like a pincer, go around the big toe, palms facing inwards. You inhale, straighten the legs, look up. As you exhale, bend your elbows and push the crown of the head down towards the mat. Roll the shoulders back and away from the ears. Close the mouth, close the eyes. Now, you might need to bend the knees if the hamstrings feel a little tight. Because remember, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being painful stretch, 1 being you can't feel anything, 5 is about average. You want to feel about a level 7, challenging, mildly uncomfortable, but not painful. So if it's more than a 7, bend the knees. Push the crown of the head towards the mat, downwards, and pull those shoulders back and away from the ears in the opposite direction. Close the mouth, close the eyes. Breathing in for 3, through the nostrils, and out for 3, through the nostrils. In for 3 slowly, and out for 3 slowly. On the next breath, inhale, look up, straighten the arms, place the hands on the hips, and slowly come up to standing. Okay, so right leg coming onto the ball of the foot, and you've got a choice here. You can do tree, Vrksasana, either putting the ball of the foot on the floor with the hands together. Nice and easy, just focusing on the breath. Otherwise, you can add in the balance, putting the sole of the foot on the thigh or higher up here and holding that position. Otherwise, you can take this a little further, bringing the heel, the right heel, up to the left hip, like this. Same arm as the leg, right arm goes behind the back, and you reach around, move to the side so you can see, holding on to the big toe, okay? So right arm, right leg. If you can't hold on to the big toe, it's fine, just leave your hand here, behind the back. And then you reach forward either for your yoga block or a piece of furniture, or you reach to the floor and then the head comes down. So if you want to do your tree, you can make it nice and easy, standing upright with the ball of the foot on the floor or the sole of the foot onto the calf or the thigh. Or you can take it a little further with the arm behind the back and your other hand on the floor, or on a block, or even on your shin. Yeah. And you breathe in for a count of 3 through the nostrils, and out for a count of 3 through the nostrils. In for 3 slowly, and out for 3 slowly. One more breath. In for 3 slowly, and out for 3 slowly. Go on, Alison, get back up. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. Fingers along. Here we go. Breathing in, arms up. Looking up. So now we do left side, same thing. Exhale, hands down, head down. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, look up, shoulders back. Left leg steps back. Drop that left knee down to the floor, okay? Right knee directly above that ankle. Try to get this back knee as far behind the hip as you can. Left arm in the air. Side bend to the right. So you're going to feel that under your left armpit down through to the waist on that left hand side, and hopefully at the top of the thigh and the hip on that left hand side. So nice deep side bend. Notice if one side is a little bit tighter or more flexible than the other. And again, go to the breath. In for 3 slowly through the nostrils. Out for 3 slowly through the nostrils. So the mouth is closed. And again, remind yourself that the in-breath is naturally shorter than the out-breath. So focus and concentrate on slowing down that in-breath. Making it longer. Making it slower. And a little deeper there. And then from here, release. Bending that back knee. Now, if it's too much to bend the back knee, you can always put a cushion under that knee if it feels too much. Otherwise, you can just hold this lunge. But if you can, reach round with your left hand. You can always put a yoga strap behind the foot. Or if you haven't got a yoga strap, the belt off a dressing gown would do. This hand can either be on your thigh, or it can be on the floor, or you can reach round with that hand. Pulling back. And then again, breathing in for a count of 3 through the nostrils, and out for a count of 3 through the nostrils. Long, slow in-breath. Slow, deep out-breath. And then gently release. Step back onto all fours. Your palms are turned in. Now this time, left hand threads through. Drop that left ear and left shoulder to the floor. Take the right arm behind you. Grab into the crease of that left hip at the top. Then turn your head to the right, coming towards the back of your skull, look into the ceiling, and really pull that right shoulder and right elbow back. Close the mouth, close the eyes. And focus on taking the breath into the side and into the back of your rib cage. Slowing down the in-breath in particular. Breathing wide and full into the sides of the ribs. Take a few more breaths. And then gently release. Coming back onto all fours. Nice easy Chaturanga Crocodile. So, Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm going to go slowly here. Now remember, when you bend your elbows here, don't bend them out to the side. They point backwards, and as they point backwards, it makes you want to lean back. So as you bend your elbows, you've got to lean forward to get your nipple in between your two thumbs. Your butt is in the air, your elbows are pointing towards the ceiling. And then, without pushing your knees back, without lifting your head, slide forward, chin along the floor till your belly hits, and then you're coming up. Tuck the toes under, raise the knees. From here, push to plank. Not down dog, Alison, that's it. And then drop the hips, look up, back into up dog. Your knees are still off the floor. Into plank, pulling in the core. And then drop the hips and look up. Shoulders back. And plank. Up dog. Plank. Up dog. And into down dog. Spreading the fingers wide. Equal weight between thumb and little finger. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Push the heels towards the mat. Pull up the kneecaps. Push the rib cage towards your thighs. And your ears are in between both arms. Close the mouth. Breathing in for 3, slowly, calmly, through the nostrils, and out for 3. Slowly, calmly. If nothing else, learn to breathe. Then look up, step forward, left foot in between the two hands. If it doesn't reach in between the two hands, pick it up and move it. Okay, left knee directly above that left ankle. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So, if you want to keep your hands on the floor, feel free. Otherwise, palms facing in, elbows are straight, shoulders are down, fingers are long. Option to stay here, or raise the back knee. Looking straight ahead, nice easy breathing. In for 3 slowly, out for 3 slowly. In for 3 slowly, out for 3 slowly. Pushing that back heel, if your knee is off, towards the mat. 2 more breaths. Hands down. Step forward into Padahastasana. Pada meaning feet, hasta, hands. So your palms go underneath the soles of your feet with your big toe towards the wrist. Now, make sure you're not leaning too far back into those heels. Bring your weight forward a little as well. And then push the crown of the head towards the mat and pull those shoulders back and away from the ears. Close the mouth, close the eyes, and breathe in for 3. And out for 3. In for 3 slowly, and out for 3 slowly. And if you can get a slight Jalandhara Bandha, that's your chin lock, your neck lock, drawing the chin in towards your neck, almost like you're giving yourself a double chin. That will constrict your windpipe somewhat and constrict the volume of air that you can take in. So you should be able to hear yourself breathe a little louder as you apply that neck lock. And then gently release the hands onto the hips. Slowly coming up. Left side. So coming onto the ball of that left foot for Vrksasana, tree. Either hands here with the ball of the foot, and in this instance you're really just focusing on your breathing and your drishti, your focal point. Otherwise, sole of the foot onto the calf or onto the thigh. Feel free to hold the foot if you feel it's going to slide down. Or here. Otherwise, that left heel comes up to the right hip. You reach behind you with the left hand and either hold it just behind the back, or if you can grab the big toe, then grab the big toe. And you can just stand here. Otherwise, you reach forward for your shin, yoga block, a piece of furniture, or if you can get to the floor, then you bring your head down towards that knee. And you breathe in for 3 and out for 3. In for 3 and out for 3. In for 3 and out for 3. Keep breathing. In for 3 and out for 3. In for 3 and out for 3. 2 more breaths. In for 3 and out for 3. In for 3 and out for 3. Gently release. Coming back to Tadasana, shoulders back and down. Inhale, arms up. Push the hips forward. Exhale, hands down, head down. Inhale, look up. Right leg steps back. Left leg steps back. Push forward and push back. When you push forward, the shoulders come in front of your wrists. And as the feet push back, shoulders slightly go behind the wrists. But your pelvis doesn't move, it doesn't sag, it doesn't stick out, it stays in the plank. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more inhale forward, exhale back. Left hand pushes into the midline, turn your head to the right, twist the body to the right, right arm comes up in the air. Drop the underneath leg to the mat. Yeah? If you want to make this easier, the underneath leg stays down, top leg lifts. Otherwise, hold. Yeah. Padahastasana. Otherwise, you can come into wild thing. So you lift that top leg behind you and you place the foot on the floor with that knee bent. Then you turn the body towards the ceiling and you reach back. Otherwise, you stay in Padahastasana, side plank, or here, whatever you can manage. Coming back into plank. Now remember, you can drop the knees and do your Chaturanga, your crocodile from the knees. Otherwise, you do it from a plank position. And as you bend the elbows, don't arch the back. Stay in plank, hold it there, awesome. Push forward and up. That's it, roll those shoulders back. Swing. Push those heels down, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in for a count of 3 and out for a count of 3 through the nostrils. Then look up. Right foot steps in between the 2 hands. Warrior 2. Okay, so back foot is turned out. Okay, your front foot is pointing forwards. Okay, as is your head, but the back foot is turned to the side. Yeah. As is your hip bones, they're also facing sideways. Okay. The only thing that's facing front is this front knee and your head. Arms outstretched. Lunge. So you want this right knee directly above that right ankle. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. Make sure that as you lunge this front knee, that you're not going to lean forward with the torso. Feel like somebody's got your back arm and pulled you back into mid-alignment. Have a look at that front knee, make sure it's not rolling in over that big toe. You want it pushed out over that little toe, okay? Try not to let the hips turn forwards. Your hips are facing sideways. And it's really a hip opener, Warrior 2, so you want to feel this in the groin. Keep those arms up, Afshan. That's better. Can you sink a little lower? Inhaling for 3. Exhaling for 3. Then you're going to straighten that front knee. Coming in to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Feel like someone's pulled that front arm, lengthened your waist on that left hand side. Place that right hand on the shin. Left arm pushing towards the ceiling. And you're going to slide that hand, right hand down the thigh. But imagine you're sandwiched between 2 panes of glass, that as you slide the hand down, you don't stick the butt out. And your butt is behind you and your head is in front. But push the hips forward, lean the torso back. Now your drishti, your focal point, is looking up at this thumbnail towards the ceiling. Your left thumbnail, but if that's uncomfortable on your neck, look down at your right big toe. Now your hand can either be on the shin or the thigh, fingertips on the floor, or you can grab the big toe with your 2 forefingers and your thumb, just depending where you feel you're at in that stretch. Shoulders are down. Now you should feel the stretch here, down in that left hand side of the waist and lower back, and maybe on the inner groin, the inner thigh on that right side. And then you're going to bend that front knee. So transitioning to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So from here, you're going to hop the back foot in. Place the fingertips or the hand on a floor or a block or a piece of furniture. And you're going to lift that back leg up in the air. And that top arm comes up. I'm just going to turn around so I can see you. So you could come onto the fingertips, or your hand can be on a block, or on your shin, or even on a piece of furniture. Yeah. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling for 3. Now, you're going to bend that back knee so the heel comes to the butt. If you can grab and reach forward for the front of the foot or your ankle, do so. If not, just let the foot and your hand come towards each other. Come, bend that, just soften that left knee, come up onto your fingertips. Now this is a difficult transition into Chaturanga dancer. So if you can't come into it from this position, just come up to standing now and start it from standing. Just like you're doing a runner's stretch, a quad stretch. Reaching that left arm forward. And you push the heel away from the butt, and then you lift the foot up towards the ceiling. So your focal point, your drishti, is really important here, because this is what's going to help you to balance. And then gently release. We're going to do that on the other side. So, big toes touching, shoulders back and down. That's it. Inhale up, looking up. Exhale, hands down, head down. Inhale, look up. Left leg steps back. That's it. Right leg steps back. This time, right hand comes into the midline. Turn your head to the left. Turn your body to the left. So either holding Padahastasana, side plank, or if you want to make this easier, drop that underneath leg to the floor. But if you're going to do that, at least lift that top leg up. Otherwise, coming into wild thing pose, top leg crosses behind you with the knee bent. And then you turn your body towards the ceiling, belly facing the ceiling, and you reach that top arm back towards the mat. Or you hold your side plank, or your underneath leg is on the floor. Coming into normal plank. Shoulders away from the ears. Right foot lifts. Alison, what are you doing? Get back in the plank. And then gently back. Left foot. As you do this, make sure you don't stick your bum out. And down. Squeeze those glutes. Right leg. And down. Left foot. And down. Now you can drop the knees and come into Chaturanga from the knees. Otherwise, you do it from plank. Push forward. And up. Swing. Into down dog. Now you're in this position again. Your body should be starting to loosen a little. Try to get the heels a little closer to the mat. The knees a little straighter. Pushing the rib cage towards the thighs. If you ever get tired in this position, just drop the knees to the floor and continue the breath. Inhaling for 3. And exhaling for 3. On the next breath, look up, step forward, left foot in between the 2 hands. Now you're going to turn that back foot out. So, facing sideways is the back foot and your headlamps on the hip bones shining their high beam forward. They're all facing side. Because warrior 2 is a hip opener, groin stretch, okay? So when you sink that knee down, you've got to make sure it doesn't roll in over the big toe. because that's not going to open out this hip. What opens out the hip is pushing that knee out towards the little toe. And as you do that, as you push this knee back, this hip wants to roll in. Yes, can you see? So as I push this knee back, watch the white stripe here. This hip wants to roll in. So warrior two, you don't want this. You want the opposite. Knee out, hip out. Like you're pulling apart. Then you sink down. Then you got the groin stretch. Arms, shoulder height. And it's a warrior, nice and strong, fingers long. And then you turn the head, because the drishti, the focal point, is looking along that tallest finger nail on that front hand. Inhaling for 3. And exhaling for 3. Inhaling for 3. And exhaling for 3. Slight Jalandhara Bandha, drawing that chin in towards the chest, towards the neck. You might feel it on the thigh as well. And straighten that leg. Coming into Trikonasana. Lengthen, triangle pose. Stretch the arm down. Other arm up to the ceiling. Palm facing away from you. As you slide this hand down the thigh, stay sandwiched between 2 panes of glass so that you can't lean forward or stick your butt out. Okay? Either hand on the shin or your hand on a block, fingertips on the floor, or you can grab the big toe. Turning your ribs away from the floor so you're not twisting. You see this hip twisting in? So if your hip twists and your body twists, you'll be able to get closer to the floor with this hand, and you'll probably feel more stretch in the inner groin. But if you want more stretch here in the back, if for example your back is tighter, then you might want to be more upright. Push the hips forward, lean the torso back, so you're more sandwiched between those 2 panes of glass and your hips are here as opposed to here. And you're going to get more stretch in the spine. From here, bend that front knee, place the fingertips on the floor, and you're going to hop that back leg in. Take that hand further along the floor. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So again, you can come up onto your fingertips. You can put your hand on your shin or a yoga block. Or you can reach for a piece of furniture. Put your hand on a piece of furniture. And that will also help you to balance. Breathing in for 3. And out for 3. In for 3. And out for 3. And then you're going to bend that back knee. Bring the heel towards the butt. And if you can, reach for the front of the foot. Yeah. And then come up right up onto the fingertips. Look up. Soften that supporting knee. And then see if you can come up to standing. And into Natarajasana. Dancer pose. If not, come into it from standing. As if you're going to do a runner's stretch, heel to butt. One arm in front. Then push the heel away. That will open out the chest and the shoulder. And then push your foot up towards the ceiling. And reach down. In for 3 slowly. Out for 3 slowly. And then gently release. Turning to the side. Turn the feet out and bend the knees. Coming into horse stance, hands in front. Draw those shoulders down, sink down. Now, if you want to make it a little easier, don't bend as deep. Otherwise, don't have your feet too far apart, otherwise you won't be able to raise the heels. Or should I say, you won't be able to raise the heels as high. And the higher your heels, the harder this is. Push the hands towards each other, inwards. Push the head upwards and draw the shoulders downwards, whilst pushing the knees out and back. If it gets too much, just drop the heels. 2 more breaths. And release. Turn the feet slightly in. Slightly pigeon-toed. Heels slightly out, toes slightly in. Clasping the hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers. You're going to reach forward into Padahastasana, C, and you're going to lift those arms up to the ceiling and back behind you as far as you can. Now this arm position will open out the chest and shoulders. If it doesn't agree with you, just place the fingertips on the floor like this and get your head as close to the mat as you can without forcing it. You might need to bend your knees, that's fine, just do what you can. In for 3 slowly. Out for 3 slowly. In for 3 slowly. Out for 3 slowly. Two more breaths. And then slowly coming up. Good. Okay, bring your feet together, and you want to squeeze your butt and push your hips, almost like a pelvic tilt. So really tighten those butt muscles, yeah? Reach the arms up in the air. Send your hips to the right and your torso side bend to the left. Now when you do this, you mustn't twist your arms or your head or your shoulders or your pelvis. They've all got to be facing head lamps on the hip bones and the pelvis forward. Now, don't bend your elbows. One hand may appear longer than the other. The bottom hand will be longer. And you want to really feel the stretch from the armpit down to the waist. Keep your ears in between your 2 arms. Your knees are straight. See if you can side bend any deeper. And register what it feels like on that particular side. See if you've got a tighter side. Now you're going to use your core, your obliques, abdominals to come back up to the centre. Breathe in. Send your hips to the left and your torso. So bottom arm is a little longer than the top arm. Make sure you don't twist the pelvis or the shoulders. Don't bring one arm in front of the face. Keep your ears either side. And see if you can go a little deeper, getting that stretch all the way down from that armpit down to the hip. Make sure you don't bend one knee. Everything is nice and tight. And then slowly use your abs to come back up, slowly. We're going to balance. Some of you will need a yoga strap here, behind the ball of the foot. Otherwise, you can use the belt of the dressing gown. That works just as well for balance. And we're going to start with your right foot, ball of the right foot. If you don't need a yoga strap or a belt, you can get the pincer grip. 2 forefingers and the thumb of the right hand goes around that right big toe. You hold on to the foot. I'll show you from the side. And then you extend the leg. Now, if you can't straighten the leg, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just go to wherever you can go to, and then breathe. Yes, you can hold on to furniture if you need. But when you've got your balance, try and take your hand off. That's it. And if you need to put it back, now, stay there, don't move. I'm just going to change position. From here, take it out to the side. And again, if your knee is bent, it's fine. You're just balancing. So whether your leg is bent or straight, don't worry about it. Bring the leg back to the center. Change hand. So opposite hand on the foot or the shin. I'll show you this from the side. So opposite hand to leg. I turn my head to the left and I take my left hand off. Both hands off. Hands on the hips. Two more breaths. And release. Shake it out. It was a tough one, that one. Okay, so same thing, other leg. Coming onto the ball of that left foot. 2 forefingers and the thumb around the big toe, palm facing inwards. Otherwise, your yoga strap or the belt of a dressing gown. And again, if you need to bend the knee, that's fine. Breathing in for 3. And out for 3. Then from here, take that leg out to the side. And again, don't worry if the knee is bent. Just try to balance. Bring the leg back to centre. And switch hands. Opposite hand to foot, or you can place the hand on the shin or the knee or wherever you can manage. And then take the other arm behind you and look towards that hand. And then both hands on the hips, 5 breaths to hold. Straighten that front knee, Alison. That's better. And release. Step in wide. Feet turned out. Hands together. Malasana. Garland pose. If this is too much on your knees, stay up here in more of a squat position. Otherwise, get your butt as close to the heels as possible. If you find your heels are coming off, then you can put a yoga block or a cushion underneath the heels, or just widen your stance. Move the feet further apart, and that generally gets the heels to come down. Now, looking straight ahead, chin is parallel to the floor. Think about energy directions here. Hands pushing in towards each other, inwards direction firmly. Elbows pushing in an outwards direction to open the knees and therefore the groins. Imagine a heavy weight pushing down on your head, so your head kind of disappears into your neck and shoulders, and that you're now resisting that weight, pushing the crown of the head up to the ceiling, head pushing up, shoulders pulling down, hands pushing in, knees pushing out. Spine is long, pelvis is in neutral. Close the mouth, close the eyes. Get that Jalandhara Bandha, drawing that chin in towards the neck. Closing the mouth. And breathe in wide and full into the sides and back of your rib cage. And exhale for a count of 3 through the nostrils. And gently release. Come into a lunge position. Right leg is in front. Get that left knee, the back knee, as far back as you physically can. Now your hand position is going to be like this. Interlace the fingers. And the hands are going to go in front. Now watch this elbow, watch what I do with this elbow. It comes in front of the shin. And the hands come to here. Yeah? So this arm, upper arm is in front of the shin. Right upper arm in front of the shin. Showing you from the side. Here. So the elbow is in front of the shin. Now, if you're able to, the back knee comes off the mat. And you can use the back foot like this. So as I push the back foot forward, see how it pushes me forward, and then I can drop the head down towards the mat. I can keep the back knee on, but you're just trying to get your chest as close to the floor as possible so that you can get your head as close to the floor as possible. So you're opening up all around that right hip, glute, groin, inner thigh, back of the thigh on this front leg.
Hold it for a few breaths.
And then come up. Keep your legs in the same position. We're going to make a shelf, okay? I'm going to show you from two angles. If you know how to do this, go into it now. You're going to bend this front elbow. The reason we've done that preparatory stretch is because we want to open out here by getting our torso as close to the floor as possible, because when I do that, I can thread my elbow through and my shoulder, okay? Showing you that from the front if you haven't done it already. So get the torso down because I want to get the shoulder under the knee. And then I bend my elbow and it forms a shelf, like a little table. Because now when I move this front foot forwards, yeah, my thigh rests on the table and I can lift the leg. So all you do, keep this elbow bent. If it's straight, your leg's going to fall down. So bend your elbow and move the foot. See, I'm edging my toes slightly out to the side. And then I push down and I can try to lift that leg. And if you want to lift the back leg too, you can lift the back knee. Otherwise, the back knee can stay down. Even if your foot comes off an inch or so, wherever you can get. Yeah? And then let's do that on the other side. So bring that left foot forwards. And get that right knee as far back behind you as you can. Now, remember, hands are interlaced like this. They go in front of the foot. Now, see my elbow is on the outside edge of the thigh here. So if I move the elbow off and I drop the torso down, I can get the elbow in front of the shin. And then trying to
get the head on the floor. So the back knee can come off the floor or it can stay down. Your aim is to get your head and chest as close to the floor as you can. So you open up around that left hip. Breathing in for a count of 3
through the nostrils and out for a count of 3 through the nostrils. And then you're going to make a shelf. So, left elbow, left shoulder goes underneath the crease of that left knee. So I've got to get my torso as close to the floor as I can in order to get that shoulder under the knee. And then I bend the elbow out to the side. Okay, and then you're going to edge that front foot forward, walk the toes out until you can get the foot off the floor. Option to take the back leg off. Do that from the front. Elbow under, make the shelf. Take the back knee off if you wish. And the front knee as well if you wish. And then gently release. Good. Lying face down. So we're going to come into Chandrasana, upward bow. And we're going to hold this for a minute. If you don't want to do this one and you want slightly easier, then your elbows will be bent here at the sides, level with your shoulders at 90 degrees. And then you push the marble away with your nose, you lift your forehead, your nose, your chin, and you roll those shoulders back and come into half cobra, Sphinx pose instead. Otherwise, you bend your knees, bring the heels to the butt. And either grab your leggings or put a yoga strap around the front of the feet, or you can grab on to the feet themselves if you're able to. And then you push your feet away. Now, have a look at your screen because I want you to look at my shoulders. Can you see my shoulders are doing this? I want to roll those shoulders back so that they're not turning in. Roll them back. Push your feet away and then lift the thighs up. You've got 1 minute. Hold it here, open out the chest. Look straight ahead.